Greetings folks, Pasta's here with the latest update for my Mage Build. High damage, amazing stagger, near infinite mana, good self-healing, and amazing area of effect. This is where Mage is good at. You want to nuke something, you can. Also, in the description you will find the link for the location of every spells that is currently in the game, and another one for bonus attributes and other stuff you can hunt down to become even stronger. All gameplay you're seeing here is in veteran with no upgrades. In this video I will go through all necessary information, gear option, location, attributes, skill tree, Sarras Perk, and a separate not spoiler free leveling section. Let's begin. Okay, let's talk gear. For once, in final setup, when our life leech is up and our stats are okay, you will use Crucible. Before, when you're lower level and your crit is bad and you cannot self-heal a lot, you will use Claire. This also depends if you're using Spellwarden boots. Both these ones will come when you finish Act 2, so before this you will use Silent Weaver in Act 1, which is generally better when you're lower level because you don't have a lot of mana, especially if you want to use expensive spells. You can also use in Act 2 Spell Gorger before you use Claire and Crucible. For Helmet is a flex spot. We have a lot of items that can fill this space. If you need crit, in Act 2 we have several items. Umbral Shroud will give you the highest amount, and the mana up time is really not that high. When you finish Act 2 you can even use the Usurper Crown if you want to remove the mana up time. In Sarras we also have the Undertow Bloom Helmet. If you are really abusing that mana bar, you can use Frozen Seer Crown. Chest, my main suggestion is Weaver of the Weirdness, which will give us a fat amount power but caps our mana regeneration a little bit, which in most cases will not matter. We recover mana when we crit, we have a chance to recover mana when we wield a wand. This is from our perks. However, Weaver is a secret item. You need to pretty much finish all the acts, and then you need to do some caves in each zone in order. Undertow Bloom Vest is also of course an option, especially with higher perception investment. It will give you a bigger critical damage return. It's crafted from Sarras. In case you're using Undertow, you will need 8 points in endurance. Crimson Deep will give you a lot of spell power. However, it will bring your crit in the negative. I repeat for people, this is minus 20, it's not plus. To get this item, you need to finish the entire Sarras DLC. So yes, it's a late game item. And side with the Barefoot Woman. If you don't know who the Barefoot Woman, just watch the cutscene. There is also of course Royal Chest for leveling. You can also use Frozen Seer as an option. Generally, it will reward you more if you have a very big mana pool though. Night Stalker is also an option before you get Royal. Spellslinger is good for Act 1 and 2. Gloves, my main suggestion is Eldritch Liturgy. Power of this item comes on how much stuff you registered in the codex, so if you didn't do much it would be bad. You can use Weaver, which will give us a chunk of critical damage and cast speed, which is good if you do a lot of heavy casting. In alternative, Royal is always an option. Frozen Seer Binding is also good if you can keep your health above your mana. During leveling, Spellslinger gloves are also good. Pants, my main suggestion is either Spellwarden. As I said, if you have a big mana pool and you can get that mana down, amazing. We have a lot of spells that cost a lot of mana, so in alternative, if you are playing normally or casually, Night Stalker will give you 10% critical chance and a little bit of critical damage. There is also Royal, which will give you a little less critical chance. Okay, for boots. Royal is always an option if you need crit. In alternative, Frozen Seer boots are really good if you can keep your mana below 50%. We convert movement speed into spell power, so that will give you a fat chunk. The other alternative is of course Spellwarden boots. However, until you have your Sarras tree unlocked and the relics slotted in, managing Spellwarden can be hard. The choice is up to you. Spellslinger boots can also be used during leveling. Back item. We don't have a lot of suggestions here, sadly. The best pick for me is Thorns of the Netherbloom. If you played any of my builds, any magical build, I love this one. It's crafted when you get the monster resin from killing the Gloomfront. You can craft this item in Act 3. However, the resin is limited. You follow the Alchemist Guild questline that starts here. Do the entire questline in Act 2. It will give you 2 bonus spirituality items, which you need anyway, and then you will find the resin. The recipe is located here, or you can buy it in the Stonewarden Village Forge. The second Gloom Front can be killed when you do the Stonewarden Village questline. In alternative, during Act 2, you can get Wings of the Oracle, which will give you the same amount of crit, or if you want spell power, Usurper Cloak is also there. Amulets. Since we multiply spell power during leveling, use Waning Moon or the Dwarven and Archdruid amulets from all the druidic shrines. When you are higher level, you want to use Pendant of Endless Study, because it will give you more spell power. For rings, I used 2 Perilous Orbs because crit is an issue. You can get 3 copies of Perilous Orbs in Act 1. Want spell power instead? There are the new Cairn dudes in Act 3. Just roam around and you will find them, they're really not that hidden. If you need mana, use mana rings, of course, especially during leveling, they're more important. For relics, Celestial Charms for wands is a no-brainer. For armor, the best will be mana relics, but you need to farm those in Act 2 by going there at night, healing all the red death infected in the 2 laws. Mana relics will generally make this build much stronger, especially if you're using Spellwarden items. Okay, let's look at our attributes. First of all, our main stats are Spirituality and Perception. Spirituality will give us, of course, the base stats that a mage needs. You need at least 20 points, so you can use any spell that is currently in the game. Perception can be tailored, however, due to the critical strike nerf, especially the biggest nerf at lower level, was the fact that they removed spell critical chance from Archdruid, so we literally lost 20% crit. If you want to put more points in Spirituality, you can, however, points in Perception are not a damage loss, we still build up critical damage. Moreover, if you're using the Undertow chest, Perception becomes even better. Of course, this will cost you some spell power. Okay, fine, pasta, whatever, how do I allocate points during leveling? You have 2 options to do this. You can go the traditional 6 and 6, so 6 Spirituality and then 6 Endurance, so you can use Waning Moon. What I did instead, I went with 15 points in Spirituality, yes, in Act 1. Then, because I didn't use the Waning Moon items, I only used Spell Slinger. Now, because we convert mana into health, your health pool will not be so much lower, because it's not like we're putting 15 points in Endurance anyway. Then I went with 6 Endurance, 20 Spirituality, and then 6 Perception, and then you do things as you would. Of course, doing this will prevent you to use Horned Warden items, because those require 10, and Archdruid items will require you 15 Endurance. So, if you want to use those items, you will need to put more points in Endurance. In the end, as you get higher and higher, you can do what you want with attributes. If you want to put instead points in Practicality to reduce mana cost, you can. It will cost you a little bit of crit. Okay, let's look at the skill tree. Of course, we're gonna start in Spirituality. I changed how I do things now when I'm leveling, because I found that investing early in mana is better. So we max mana battery immediately. Then we go in Dexterity. 1 point in Strong Arm of the Master. Marksman is a universal increase. It will affect anything based on distance. The farther you are, the better. Then we go back in Spirituality. Power and Swiftness, so we convert movement speed to damage. 2 points in Invigorating Energy. Max Arcane Teaching. We max Extra Lucky. We get Critical Cascade. We go in Spirituality. We max Arcane Conduit. 1 point in Wand Mastery. 3 points in Energy Feedback Loop. 1 point in Tiresome Wave, 3 points in Arcane Mark, max Tiresome Wave, so we have Stagger. As soon as we unlock Red Death, we get 3 points in Plague Warden, 1 point in Respite and Cruelty, 2 points in Aegis, 2 points in Bloodthirst. In Practicality, we put 3 points in Reputational Affliction. Then we go in Spirituality, we put 2 points in Sorcerer Efficiency, so that our management is easier. And then we go for the eyes. If you have extra points and you're higher than me, of course, there is value in investing in by the elements and getting elemental shock, especially if you're using an elemental spell for the opening. You can finish getting go for the eyes, get deep wounds, so you don't need anything for Exploitation of Affliction. And then, of course, the Red Death tree, all these points will give you extra damage on top. If you want health, you can. That is mainly up to you. Okay, let's look at the Sarras points. I play as a Mystic. The reason pretty much is clear. It's mainly one. It's Relic Hunter. With Relic Hunter, you will get a lot of spell power and extra mana. So, a lot of quality of life. To use it, you don't even need special relics. Anything slotted in your armor will work. It's a very good investment, do it. So, allocation first. Mana Spring, Recovery Focus. This will also help with sustain. Relic Hunter. Then we go Ebb and Flow, which is good. And then Overcasting. These are my suggested points. Now, let's look at the leveling section. Okay, first of all, sorry, some of the clips have no audio because I'm a boomer. Then, this leveling section will hold some major spoilers regarding some boss fights, so if you don't want to see that, well, I'm sorry about that. For life path, you can choose what you want, really. It doesn't matter that much. When we go on the shore, let's get the recipe. Then we're gonna buy 3 deer antlers, so we can immediately get some bonus movement speed from the deer shrine. Do all the druidic shrines in the game, all of them, especially Act 3 will give you a permanent 10% bonus critical chance when you finish them all. You can get a mana regeneration ring and the Silent Weaver on your way here, so you should get them. Get Poison Spray, in my opinion it's the strongest Act 1 spell to start out, it's amazing, really. And more importantly, it's good to mow down stuff in AoE. The first mage set that you can use is the old druidic in the small village. Just be careful, don't get shanked by the redcaps when you go there. You can get the better mana ring by doing a small park tour. It's not really that hard. You go there, jump, save, and then the auto jump. Get the priestess for extra mana regeneration. You will use this one for most of Act 1 and 2. Get the Spellslinger set. This one is amazing. You can get Scorching Pathway, which is an amazing AoE spell that you can use as well. Especially when you do a heavy cast, the range is gonna be super big. When you go in the crypt, don't forget to get the free perception book. You can get here Scorching Blast, which another amazing spell that you saw me use a lot. You can get the Battle Mage set, which has a higher spirituality requirement, but some of the pieces like the helmet are quite good. In the Blood Lake, you can kill the Abomination. This one will drop a healing relics. When you kill something, you will recover a little bit of health, which is good when you're planning to use Crucible anyway. Talk to Ugue and buy the Crushed Pilgrim Bone for an extra bonus attribute item. The Galahad fight is not the hardest on a mage, really. It depends also on difficulty. In Veteran, you can use the column to dodge most of his attacks, really. Enter Act 2 from the south entrance, not the north, because the north one is harder also. If you're planning to do the Alchemist questline immediately, be careful if you go toward the Stone Passage, because there are 2 Dryads there that are really dangerous when you're low level. Here you can see the Gloomfront fight. Don't forget to loot the monster resin from him, and don't waste the monster resin, because there are limited opportunities to fight this creature. As a final reward, you will get the 2 logs that you should consume. Don't let them sit in your inventory. Those are free points.
And
in the tool house, interact with the totem, sacrifice a little bit of health for 2 extra points. In town, talk to Bonxy,
Yeah,
buy the spell power relic and the bonus point. Then you go down and you do the same for filth. You buy the crushed pilgrim bone. It's time to do the Red Death quest. The boss is really not that hard as a mage, incredibly easy. It starts in the hospital.
there.
Now we're gonna see the main fights of Act 2, so you're warned. Percival is ironically more scary than the other bosses, because she likes to get close and personal and your mobility sucks because you're a mage. You can use the small columns to provide yourself with a little bit of cover. The queen is a little easier, just avoid their pattern attacks. The ice is dangerous, the red wave is also dangerous. Don't forget to get Claire after you kill the stuff. Of course, don't side with the mushroom.
My king, I understand that what Merlin and I... My king, I understand that what Merlin and...
And that's it, folks. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and maybe subscribing for more gaming content. Could be Tainted Grail, could be something else in the future. There are a lot of games that I want to play. Have fun playing Fall of Avalon, and I will see you in the next video.